The galaxy had always seen Earth as weak, a small blue planet tucked in the quiet corner of the Milky Way. They called humans primitive, unworthy of respect, and too violent to control their own world. Yet, no one had ever understood what humans were truly capable of. That day, the galaxy would finally learn, and no council of mighty civilizations could stop it. High above the swirling clouds of Earth, a fleet of alien ships hovered in silence. Their black hulls reflected the sun's light like deadly knives. These ships belonged to the Varaxian Empire, a species feared across dozens of systems. Their mission was clear: wipe out Earth before it could threaten their expansion. They had underestimated humanity, as everyone did. On the surface, cities bustled unaware. Children played in parks, drivers honked in traffic, and people argued over trivial things. But deep underground, in hidden bunkers and secret labs, humans were ready. Not all humans knew what was coming, but the few who did had spent decades preparing. They had watched the galaxy grow cruel and arrogant, and they had a plan no one could imagine. Captain Aaron Malik stood in the command room of the newly built orbital defense station. He was human, 35 years old, with eyes that seemed older than his years. Sensors report multiple Varaxian cruisers entering the upper atmosphere, his lieutenant said, voice tense. They're armed with antimatter cannons. Shields won't hold for long. Aaron's lips pressed into a thin line. Then we make them hold longer. Fire the gravity mines along their path. Target the largest ships first. Everyone else, follow my lead. His crew moved with quiet precision. Every human aboard knew what was at stake. The galaxy had laughed at Earth's technology, dismissing it as underdeveloped. But what they didn't know was that humans had learned from every defeat, every invasion, every mistake made across centuries. They had patience, and patience was deadly. Above the atmosphere, the Varaxian fleet fired first. Beams of energy cut through the darkness, aiming straight for the orbital stations. The shields absorbed some, but not all. A station rocked violently, sending alarms screaming across the command room. Glass panels cracked. Smoke filled the corridors. Aaron did not flinch. He activated the defense protocol. Gravity mines, invisible to Varaxian sensors, erupted around the largest cruiser. The explosion was silent in space but devastating. The Varaxian flagship trembled and spun, unable to stabilize. Smaller ships collided in confusion, some destroyed by their own fleet's debris. Meanwhile, across the world, humans watched from hidden observation posts. Scientists, soldiers, and strategists communicated in encrypted channels, coordinating the defense. On Earth's surface, massive laser turrets hidden in mountains powered up, ready to fire. Humanity was showing its teeth. In the Varaxian flagship, Admiral Tar clenched his claws. What is happening? This is impossible, he roared. His officers scrambled, but the systems failed one by one. They were supposed to be primitive. They cannot possibly fight at this level. Far above, Aaron whispered to himself. They never listen. Earth's retaliation was not just military, it was psychological. Holographic projections of human fleets appeared across the galaxy, simulating massive armadas that did not exist, confusing the Varaxians, making them overreact and buy time. Earth was clever, cunning, and they were patient. As the hours passed, the Varaxians' confidence began to crack. Ships that were meant to be unstoppable now drifted in orbit, powerless. Communication lines with their command stations were jammed. The Galaxy Council, watching from their distant chambers, felt an unfamiliar fear. They had heard rumors about Earth's hidden power, but they never imagined it could be unleashed like this. Back in the orbital station, Aaron looked at the massive display screens. Prepare for Phase 2, he said calmly. They think they know us. They have no idea. Down below, in hidden bunkers, scientists activated the final defense, the quantum pulse array. A device capable of bending gravity, energy, and matter itself to Earth's will. The pulse would ripple through space, knocking out any enemy ship that tried to attack. It was the ultimate message: Earth was not to be trifled with. For the Varaxians, it was a nightmare. Their flagship spun out of control, weapons offline, communications dead. The smaller cruisers were in chaos. And then, as the pulse wave reached them, they realized the truth: they were utterly outmatched. Humanity had planned for centuries, observed every alien race, and now, at the perfect moment, struck. Captain Aaron Malik watched silently as the Varaxian fleet disintegrated. No celebration came, no cheers echoed through the station. Humans did not gloat. They simply prepared for the next threat, knowing the galaxy would never underestimate them again. Far away, the Galaxy Council watched the event unfold. Their debates ended. Their pride shattered. For the first time in millennia, they were afraid, not of an alien species, not of war, but of humans. And so began the day Earth's vengeance fell, a day that would be remembered across the galaxy. A day when a small blue planet made a loud, unmistakable statement: humanity would not bow. Humanity would not be ignored. Humanity would rise. The galaxy was still shaking from the shock of Earth's sudden vengeance. The Varaxian fleet had been crushed, yet the Council's chambers were silent, frozen in disbelief. For the first time, no voice dared speak, no hand dared move. Reports were pouring in from every sector, each more horrifying than the last. Humans were not just defending, they were advancing. On Earth, Captain Aaron Malik was already preparing the next move. "They will regroup," he said, voice calm but sharp. "And when they do, we'll be ready. Activate the secondary orbital network. I want every satellite online, every interceptor armed." His lieutenant nodded, fingers flying over the console. Humans had learned to anticipate every alien tactic, and Aaron trusted his crew completely. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, whispers of fear spread like wildfire. Traders, explorers, and mercenaries stopped in their tracks, sharing the same warning: never underestimate Earth. The planet that everyone called small, weak, and unimportant had just humiliated one of the galaxy's most feared empires. But the Council was not the only audience. Far beyond the known sectors, new threats were watching. Ancient species, long thought dormant, noticed the sudden surge of human power. They had underestimated humanity for centuries, believing humans were no match for the larger, older civilizations. Now curiosity turned into cautious respect, and a hint of fear. Back on Earth, Aaron and his team were not celebrating. The victory was only the first step. The orbital defense stations hummed with energy, ready to repel any counterattack. Scientists monitored alien signals, decoding what remained of the Varaxian transmissions. One fragment was clear: the Varaxians had underestimated the humans' technology and strategy. They had laughed at Earth, called them primitive, and paid the ultimate price. Aaron's eyes narrowed. "We cannot let arrogance blind us. They will return. And when they do, it will be worse." He tapped his wrist console, calling a live meeting with the planet's top strategists. In a secure underground chamber, humans gathered from all corners of the globe: engineers, soldiers, scientists, and even diplomats. Together, they planned the next phase, a plan no alien could predict. "You've seen what they can do," Aaron addressed the group. "But we cannot fight blindly. We need intelligence, deception, and precision. Every move we make must count. Earth cannot survive another full-scale attack if we make mistakes. We prepare, we strike, and we show the galaxy what humanity truly is." As the meeting continued, the night sky outside began to glow. Satellites aligned, sensors activated, and subtle pulses of energy moved across the atmosphere. Unknown to most humans, the world itself had become a weapon, an intelligent system capable of coordinating defenses, communication, and surveillance. Earth had become alive in its own way, and Aaron was its captain. Meanwhile, scattered remnants of the Varaxian fleet tried to regroup in deep space. Admiral Tar, humiliated and furious, barked orders to rebuild and strike back. But his officers hesitated. The humans had not only destroyed their ships, they had broken their morale. Even the Varaxians began to question: could they actually defeat Earth? Back on the planet, civilians went about their lives, unaware of the scale of preparation. Children still played, markets were busy, and cities shone with lights against the night sky. The contrast was stark, a peaceful world on the surface, and beneath it, a hidden machinery of war and strategy ready to defend the planet. Humans had mastered the art of hiding strength in plain sight, a tactic the galaxy had never seen before. As Aaron reviewed incoming signals, a warning flashed on his screen. "Unknown fleet approaching," the AI voice said. "Ships not matching any known database. Multiple entries, high velocity, moving toward Earth." Aaron's expression hardened. "They've noticed us," he muttered. "And they're curious, or dangerous. Prepare all interceptors. Activate stealth drones. We are not waiting for them to attack first." Far across the void, ships cloaked in advanced technology drew closer. Observers on these vessels were unlike any humans had seen before. Tall, silent, with eyes that reflected light like glass. They moved with patience, as though studying the planet, analyzing every human response, every tactical decision. These were not mindless invaders, they were thinkers, observers, and they were intrigued. Back in the command room, Aaron stared at the approaching blips. He knew this would not be easy. "The galaxy thought Earth was weak," he said quietly. "They will learn the hard way that humans never stay weak for long. Every attack only makes us stronger, smarter, faster. This is just the beginning." As the alien fleet neared, Earth's defenses prepared silently. Satellites, interceptors, and automated systems formed an invisible web around the planet. Humanity's message was clear: intruders would not take even a single step without facing the full force of a prepared planet. The day was far from over. The galaxy had witnessed Earth's first strike, but the real test was just beginning. Secrets, strategy, and strength would collide in a way no one had ever imagined. The humans were ready. The Council was afraid. And the new observers, whatever their intentions, were about to learn why Earth would never bow, never surrender, and never be underestimated again. The alien fleet hovered silently at the edge of the solar system, invisible to most human eyes but not to the orbital sensors. Captain Aaron Malik studied the blips on the screen. These ships were unlike anything they had faced before, sleek, dark, and seemingly alive, moving with perfect coordination. "They are watching," Aaron said quietly. "Not attacking yet. They want to understand us, or test us." His crew exchanged nervous glances. None had ever seen ships move like this. Every movement seemed deliberate, precise, almost like a predator circling its prey. Yet Aaron remained calm. Years of preparation had led to this moment. Humans were ready, not just to defend, but to teach the galaxy a lesson. Far below, civilians continued their daily lives, oblivious to the danger above. Markets bustled, children laughed, and streetlights glimmered in the twilight. The contrast was stark, a world peaceful on the surface, deadly beneath it. Humanity had mastered the art of hiding its strength, and this time, they would strike with precision. Aaron tapped his console, activating the stealth drone network. Hundreds of small drones slipped into space, invisible to the alien fleet. Each drone carried sensors and tiny weapons, ready to report every movement of the approaching ships. This was intelligence warfare, and humans excelled at it. On the alien side, the observers watched, studying every drone. Their technology was advanced, but humans had learned to think unpredictably, something no AI or alien strategist could fully anticipate. The tension between the fleets was palpable, an invisible battle of minds before a single shot was fired. Suddenly, an alert flashed on the main screen. One of the cloaked alien vessels broke formation, moving closer to Earth's orbit. "They're probing," the lieutenant said. "Maybe looking for weaknesses." Aaron's expression hardened. "Then let's show them there are none. Prepare the plasma interceptors. Target the probe vessel first, but keep the drones active. I want full real-time data on their reactions." The first human ship launched, a small but powerful interceptor. It darted through space like a comet, closing in on the alien probe. The probe reacted instantly, dodging with speed no one thought possible. For minutes, the two ships danced through the darkness, neither gaining a clear advantage. Inside the alien ship, the observers were calm. They had studied countless species across galaxies. Humans were not the first to fight, but they were the first to combine strategy, technology, and sheer unpredictability in such a refined way. A small smile crossed one of their faces, almost invisible behind the reflective helmet. They were impressed, but curiosity was dangerous. Back on Earth, Aaron's team analyzed the movements. "They're adaptive," one scientist said, eyes wide. "They learn quickly, maybe faster than any known species." "Good," Aaron replied. "Then let's teach them something new. Activate the quantum pulse drones. Set them to invisible pattern theta 3. Make them unpredictable." Drones shifted silently, weaving patterns the aliens could not anticipate. Every move was a test, a trap, and a lesson. The probe vessel suddenly fired a beam, cutting across space toward Earth's orbital station. Alarms screamed, shields flaring as energy struck the station's outer layer. "Brace for impact," Aaron ordered. The shields absorbed most of the energy, but the tremor shook the station. Systems flickered, then stabilized. Humans had expected this. Every attack, every probe, every move had a counter ready. The alien fleet paused, confused. Their probe had returned with no clear data, its sensors jammed, systems disrupted. Slowly, they began to understand that Earth was not just defending, it was controlling the battlefield. Every move the aliens made, humans anticipated. Every strategy they deployed, humans had a counter. Aaron leaned back, calm but focused. "They'll be careful now," he said. "But that's when we hit hardest. Let them think they understand us, they don't. Not yet." The alien observers communicated in silent signals, their ships shifting slightly in formation. They were intelligent, calculating, and patient. They did not retreat, but neither did they attack. They were learning, and in learning, they underestimated one thing. Humans never revealed their full strength at once. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Council watched in horror and awe. Earth's defense systems were sophisticated beyond imagination, combining technology, strategy, and the unpredictable nature of humans. For decades, they had dismissed humanity. Now, they realized the mistake. This small blue planet could not only defend itself but could dominate if it chose to. Back on Earth, Aaron activated the final phase of observation. "Prepare the Phase 1 traps. When they move closer, we engage fully. No hesitation. No mercy." The crew prepared, knowing the moment of truth was coming. Every heartbeat in the command room was tense, every eye fixed on the approaching fleet. This was not just a defense, it was a message to the galaxy. Humans had arrived. They would not bow, they would not flee, and they would not be ignored. And so, the silent standoff began. Earth waited, patient and ready. The alien observers studied, calculating and cautious. Above all, one thing became clear. The next move would determine the fate of the solar system, and perhaps the entire galaxy. Humans were no longer a species to underestimate. The alien fleet hung at the edge of the solar system like a storm waiting to break. Captain Aaron Malik studied the tactical displays with unwavering focus. The probe vessel had returned to its formation, and the observers were analyzing every move humans had made. But Aaron knew they had seen only a fraction of what Earth could do. "Phase 1 traps are ready," he said, voice calm but intense. "The moment they move closer, we engage. Every ship, every drone, every system must fire in perfect sequence. We cannot afford mistakes." His lieutenant nodded. "They're calculating, sir. They've paused. They might be trying to predict our next move." Aaron leaned back. "Good. Let them think they understand us. Humans never show all their cards at once." Deep underground, the scientists activated a new set of defense systems. Hidden among the mountains and deserts were enormous electromagnetic pulse arrays, capable of disabling alien ships without destroying them. Alongside them, the orbital satellites began transmitting gravitational distortion fields, bending space subtly to confuse enemy navigation. Humans had prepared for decades, combining strategy with technology in ways no other species could imagine. Above Earth, the alien fleet finally advanced. Sleek black ships glided silently, moving with precision, probing for weaknesses. Sensors on the orbital stations tracked every maneuver. 4 hours, neither side fired. It was a tense dance, strategy against strategy, intelligence against intelligence. Then, without warning, the aliens attacked. Energy beams lanced through space, aimed at orbital stations and stealth drones. Alarms screamed aboard the human stations as shields flared and systems shuddered. The first strike was brutal, precise, and fast, exactly what Aaron had expected. "Activate the traps," Aaron commanded. "Make them regret this." Stealth drones darted into action, weaving unpredictable patterns. Gravitational distortions twisted space around the alien ships, making navigation chaotic. Electromagnetic pulses knocked out weapon systems on several vessels. One by one, the aliens' attacks faltered. The alien observers adjusted quickly, their intelligence remarkable. They attempted to regroup, coordinating in ways humans had not anticipated. But humans had planned for this. Hidden among the orbital satellites were automated interceptor drones armed with micromissiles. They struck simultaneously from multiple directions, targeting the alien ship's weak points identified by the stealth drone sensors. The battlefield erupted in controlled chaos. Ships collided, energy beams missed, and explosions lit the darkness of space like violent stars. Yet despite the destruction, humans maintained calm precision. Every maneuver was calculated, every strike purposeful. On the surface, civilians remained unaware of the war unfolding above. Life continued, normal and peaceful, while hidden underground, command centers hummed with activity. Humans had learned the greatest lesson of all, to fight while remaining unseen. Inside the alien flagship, Admiral Tar roared in frustration. "This is impossible," he bellowed. "They adapt too quickly. Every attack we make, they have countered." His officers struggled to maintain formation, but the coordinated chaos of Earth's defense left them scrambling. Back in the orbital station, Aaron monitored the battle. "Phase 2 engagement starting," he said. "Focus on the largest ships. Use gravitational distortions to separate them from their fleet. Don't let them regroup." The next wave of human strategy unfolded. Gravity mines detonated near the alien cruisers, spinning them away from each other. Interceptors struck the isolated ships, disabling engines and weapons with precise micromissiles. The alien formation crumbled. What was once a sleek, intimidating fleet became a scattered mess of drifting vessels. Still, the alien observers were not defeated. They adapted, learning from each failed maneuver. Their movements became unpredictable, more aggressive, more dangerous. But humans anticipated even this. Hidden behind the chaos were quantum pulse arrays, invisible until activated, capable of neutralizing ships in a single strike. Aaron's voice cut through the command room. "Now, activate the arrays." A subtle ripple spread across space. Alien ships shuddered as systems failed one by one. Engines stalled, weapons went offline, and communications scrambled. The observers could not predict this. They had never encountered technology or strategy like it. The humans had prepared for everything and more. As the smoke of battle cleared, the orbital stations remained intact. The alien fleet, once confident and terrifying, was now crippled, forced to retreat. Humans had not only defended their planet, they had dominated the encounter without losing a single ship. Aaron stared at the tactical displays, expression calm but satisfied. "This is the message," he said softly. "Earth will never bow. Earth will never be conquered. And the galaxy will remember it." Far away, in the silent chambers of the Galaxy Council, representatives watched the reports in shock. Never had they imagined a species so small could fight with such intelligence, strategy, and resilience. Fear replaced arrogance. Respect, reluctant but undeniable, began to grow. Humans were no longer the underdogs. They were a force to be reckoned with. On Earth, as the night sky glimmered peacefully, the command room remained alert. The aliens might return, but humans would be ready. They had demonstrated their strength, their intelligence, and their unity. And Captain Aaron Malik knew this was only the beginning. The day's battle had ended, but the war for recognition, respect, and survival was just beginning. Humanity had shown its hand, and the galaxy would never forget the day Earth's vengeance fell. The aftermath of the battle still lingered across space. The crippled alien fleet limped back toward the outer sectors, their pride shattered, their confidence broken. Yet, the quiet of victory was temporary. Captain Aaron Malik knew this was not the end. The galaxy had seen a glimpse of human power, and now others would take notice, some curious, some hostile. Reports of unknown fleet movement, the lieutenant said, eyes fixed on the main screen. Multiple ships detected beyond our sensor range. They are observing us, but their technology is advanced. Way beyond Voraxian systems. Aaron's jaw tightened. Prepare the observation drones. Stealth only. I don't want them knowing everything we can do yet. Across the galaxy, the mysterious observers watched silently. Tall, sleek, almost translucent figures moved within their ships, analyzing every transmission, every sensor reading from Earth. They were not attackers, not yet, but they were intrigued. The humans' ability to anticipate, deceive, and destroy with precision fascinated them. Yet, curiosity was dangerous. The humans had already proven that patience, planning, and strategy could defeat brute strength. On Earth, Aaron convened a new council. Not the political leaders of nations, but the strategists, scientists, and soldiers who had been preparing for decades. The Voraxians will not return immediately, he said. But someone else has noticed us. We cannot be reactive anymore. We must control the battlefield before they make the first move. Deep underground, massive screens displayed the approaching alien fleet. The humans studied every pattern, every formation, every potential weakness. 4 hours, they ran simulations, testing strategies, and anticipating responses. Every move they planned had contingencies. Every action had a counter. Meanwhile, the mysterious observers began sending subtle signals, small probes, and silent tests toward Earth's orbit. They did not fire weapons, but they monitored everything, recording data, analyzing humans' reactions. To the untrained eye, nothing happened. To the humans, however, every move was crucial. Even a single misstep could reveal too much. Captain, the lieutenant said, pointing at the screen. They've sent an advanced probe right into the solar system. Cloaked. We can't identify its origin or full capabilities. Aaron nodded. Let it approach. Stealth drones track it. Do not engage unless we're certain. We learn first. Strike second. Hours passed as the probe drifted closer, weaving through the orbital satellites, mapping defenses, and scanning signals. Humans observed silently, gathering intelligence, decoding the probe's transmissions, predicting its moves. Then, as it reached a critical point near Earth's atmosphere, the probe froze mid-space. A pulse of energy, barely detectable, rippled outward, like a test, a warning, or perhaps a challenge. Aaron watched closely. It's probing our reactions, he said. We will respond, but on our terms. The humans activated a subtle countermeasure, a wave of quantum interference that jammed the probe sensors without harming it. For the first time, the alien observers experienced unpredictability from humans. Not an attack, but a clever manipulation of the battlefield itself. The probe sent a signal back, almost like an acknowledgement of intelligence. In the command room, tension was high, but confidence remained. Humans had faced brute force and survived. Now they faced intellect and curiosity, something more dangerous in its own way. Every decision counted, every reaction mattered. Suddenly, a new alert flashed. Multiple cloaked ships had entered the outer solar system. These were larger than the probe, more formidable, moving in perfect formation. The mysterious observers were taking interest in Earth, and their interest could turn deadly. Prepare the orbital defense network, Aaron ordered. We defend, but we do not strike first. Observe their intentions, and counter only when necessary. They may be smarter than Varaxians, but humans are smarter still. As hours passed, the standoff became a silent war of wits. The observers tested Earth systems, probing with drones and energy signals. Humans countered with deception, misdirection, and intelligence gathering. Every interaction revealed more about the alien capabilities, and every counter revealed the humans' brilliance. Finally, Aaron spoke. "We have learned enough. If they choose aggression, they will face the full strength of Earth. If they choose observation, they will learn respect. Either way, we set the terms." Above Earth, the alien fleet paused, scanning, analyzing, weighing decisions. For the first time, the observers hesitated. They had not expected humans to match intellect with technology so perfectly. Their curiosity was mixed with caution, a dangerous combination when facing a species that had already defied the galaxy. Below, humans prepared, silent and focused. Drones monitored every angle, satellites hummed with energy, and orbital stations stood ready. Every human involved knew one thing clearly: Earth was no longer a planet to conquer. Humans had become the unpredictable force, the strategist in a galaxy that underestimated them for far too long. And as night fell on the blue planet, the mysterious observers watched from the shadows, realizing a truth that would change their calculations forever. Humans were not just survivors. Humans were innovators, warriors, and thinkers. The galaxy had never seen a species like this, and it would not forget. The day of testing, observation, and silent confrontation ended for now, but the real story was only beginning. Humans had proven their intelligence, their cunning, and their unity. The mysterious observers had noticed, and the next move would determine not only the fate of Earth, but perhaps the balance of power across the stars. The solar system had become a chessboard, and Earth's defenders moved with precision. Captain Aaron Malik stood at the command center, watching the approaching alien fleet with a calm intensity. The mysterious observers had made their move. Larger ships, faster, smarter, and far more advanced than anything humans had faced before. "Scans show high-level cloaking technology," the lieutenant said. "They're not just advanced, they're unpredictable. Their approach patterns don't match any known combat strategy." Aaron nodded. "Good. Let them think they're unpredictable. We'll show them that humans can adapt faster than any algorithm, faster than any pattern." On the surface, life continued peacefully, masking the true storm above. Cities glowed, unaware of the intelligence war unfolding overhead. Yet hidden in bunkers, orbital stations, and underground labs, humanity's finest minds coordinated the ultimate defense. The alien fleet closed in, silent but imposing. Sensors picked up strange energy waves, tests of Earth's defenses, probing attacks without fully committing. Humans anticipated these probes, countering with gravitational distortions, quantum interference, and stealth drones that danced through space like ghosts. Suddenly, the first wave struck. Energy beams lanced toward Earth's orbital stations, targeting power nodes and communication arrays. Alarms screamed. The stations shook, but humans had prepared for this. Plasma shields flared, interceptors launched, and stealth drones harassed the attackers relentlessly. "Engage Phase 3, Aaron commanded. "We do not retreat. We do not hesitate. Every move counts." The human strategy unfolded like a masterful symphony. Gravitational mines detonated near the larger alien vessels, spinning them into disarray. Micromissiles from orbital drones struck weak points, disabling engines and weapons. Energy pulses from quantum arrays disrupted the fleet's cloaking systems. Every action was deliberate, every strike precise. The alien observers were stunned. They had studied thousands of species across the galaxy, yet humans were unlike any they had encountered. They adapted instantly, predicting attacks before they happened, countering with intelligence and precision. Inside the largest alien vessel, one observer spoke softly. "They are not just reacting, they are controlling the battlefield." "Impossible," another replied. "No species can anticipate every variable in real time. Yet they do. Their strategy, their coordination, it defies logic." Back on Earth, Aaron remained focused. Keep the pressure. Isolate the largest ships. Let them think they are winning, then strike where they least expect. The battle intensified. Alien ships attempted a coordinated strike on Earth's defenses, focusing on orbital stations and key drones. But humans anticipated this, redirecting energy shields and creating deceptive openings. As the alien fleet rushed forward, a hidden trap activated. Stealth drones carrying miniature gravitational pulse bombs struck simultaneously from multiple angles. Explosions rippled through space as alien ships were disabled or thrown off course. Systems failed one by one. The observers tried to adapt, but the humans' unpredictability and strategy overwhelmed them. For every move the aliens made, humans had prepared 3 counters. Aaron's voice cut through the chaos. Now. Phase 4. Full quantum pulse array activation. A subtle yet immense energy wave emanated from Earth's orbital stations. Ships within range were instantly disabled, engines stalled, weapons offline, communications jammed. Even the most advanced cloaking systems failed against it. The alien fleet faltered, their advantage destroyed by a species they had underestimated. In the command room, the crew watched silently. No cheers erupted, humans did not celebrate yet. They knew better than to underestimate any opponent. But a quiet pride filled the room. Against impossible odds, they had turned the tide. Far away, the Galaxy Council received the updates. Panic and awe replaced arrogance. Never had a single planet demonstrated such mastery over strategy, technology, and intelligence. Humans were no longer a threat to ignore, they were a force reshaping the balance of power. Above Earth, the mysterious observers began retreating. They had tested humanity, and the results were undeniable. These humans were not just survivors, they were innovators, thinkers, and warriors capable of defeating even the most advanced fleets. Yet, as Aaron watched the fleet withdraw, he knew this was only the beginning. The observers would return. They would come prepared, curious, and dangerous. But humanity had proven one immutable truth: Earth would never bow, never surrender, and never be underestimated. In the silence after the battle, Aaron looked at his crew. Today, we showed them what humans are capable of. Tomorrow, we prepare for what comes next. This is not just defense, it is a statement. The galaxy will remember it. As night fell on the blue planet, the orbital stations glowed softly, drones patrolled silently, and hidden arrays hummed with energy. Earth had survived, and it had struck with precision, intelligence, and strategy. The day's battle had ended, but the war for recognition, respect, and survival had only begun. Humans had emerged victorious, but their greatest challenges lay ahead. The mysterious observers were now aware of Earth's potential. The galaxy had learned not to underestimate a species that combined intelligence, strategy, and sheer determination. And deep in space, the observers transmitted a silent message across the stars. A message that carried a warning, an acknowledgement, and perhaps a hint of respect. Humanity had arrived. The stage was set. The next encounter would decide the fate of not just Earth, but potentially the balance of power across the galaxy. And Captain Aaron Malik, with his crew and the full ingenuity of humanity, was ready for whatever came next. The galaxy was watching. Word of Earth's brilliance, cunning, and resilience had spread faster than any starship. Captain Aaron Malik stood on the bridge of the orbital command station, eyes fixed on the approaching alien fleet. This was no ordinary enemy. These were the mysterious observers, the most advanced species humanity had ever encountered. They had come not just to test, but to decide: friend, foe, or something in between. Multiple ships detected, the lieutenant reported, voice tense. They're larger, faster, and their energy signatures are unlike anything we've seen before. Aaron nodded. Let them approach. Observe their intentions. But we do not wait for them to act first. The humans had spent days analyzing the observers' previous probes, predicting behavior, and preparing multiple contingencies. Every orbital station was armed, every drone network active, and the hidden quantum arrays were ready for deployment. Earth was no longer a planet to conquer. It was a fortress, a strategist, and a force the galaxy could no longer ignore. Above, the observers moved silently, studying Earth's defenses. They probed with cloaked drones, subtle energy pulses, and advanced scanning techniques. They were curious, intelligent, and cautious. Yet, as always, humans had prepared for unpredictability. "Deploy stealth drones," Aaron ordered. "Track all movements. Do not engage yet. Let them think they control the battlefield, they don't." Hours passed in tense observation. The observers sent signals, subtle and untraceable, perhaps attempting communication or testing human reactions. Every interaction was monitored, analyzed, and countered when necessary. Humans were not just defending, they were teaching, shaping, and controlling the encounter. Suddenly, one of the observer ships advanced aggressively, energy beams lancing toward Earth's orbital stations. Alarms screamed. Shields flared. The battle had begun, not in full force, but with precision strikes aimed to test. Phase 5, Aaron commanded. "Engage interceptors and activate quantum interference. We turn their aggression into confusion." The stealth drones danced through space, weaving unpredictable patterns, while orbital interceptors struck the aggressive ship from multiple angles. Quantum interference disrupted targeting systems, and gravitational mines subtly shifted the ship's trajectory. The observers were intelligent, but humans had anticipated every probable response. Inside the alien vessel, the observers communicated in silent pulses. "They predict our moves, faster than we calculated," one murmured. "Their strategy, it is beyond expectation." The humans held their advantage. Every attack was countered, every probe neutralized, every maneuver foreseen. And yet, they did not show all their strength. Earth's true power remained hidden, a secret weapon ready for the decisive moment. Aaron watched calmly. "Prepare the full quantum pulse array. Target their formation when the time is right. Do not strike prematurely. Wait for the perfect moment." The observers advanced further, confident, curious, but unaware of the trap. Then, Aaron gave the command. The orbital stations pulsed with energy, satellites aligned, and stealth drones positioned perfectly around the alien fleet. In a silent heartbeat, the quantum pulse array unleashed a massive wave of energy, rippling through space, disrupting engines, weapons, and cloaking systems simultaneously. The observers' ships faltered. Systems failed, communication scrambled, and navigation became chaotic. Even the most advanced technologies could not counter this human-designed attack. The observers realized, with growing respect, that Earth had turned intelligence, strategy, and patience into the ultimate weapon. But humans did not gloat. While the alien fleet struggled, Aaron initiated Phase 6, a coordinated human display of dominance. Micromissiles struck the weakened ships at critical points, while stealth drones danced around, jamming sensors and creating illusions of greater numbers. Earth was not just defending, it was demonstrating that humans were masters of strategy, precision, and unpredictability. Inside the largest observer ship, one figure spoke. "They are not just defenders, they are commanders of war itself." Another nodded silently. The humans had earned respect through brilliance, not brute force. The fleet, realizing full-scale combat was futile, began to retreat. The observers had not been destroyed, they had been tested, challenged, and humbled. Humanity had proven its point. Earth could not be underestimated, and its people were not to be trifled with. On the bridge, Aaron allowed himself a small smile. "Message sent," he said. "Not through words, but through action. The galaxy will remember this day." Far away, the Galaxy Council watched in stunned silence. Their arrogance had been shattered. Every species that had doubted humans now faced a simple truth: Earth was no longer a weak, insignificant planet. It was a power, a strategist, and a force that demanded recognition. On Earth, civilians continued their lives, unaware of the cosmic chess match unfolding above them. Children played, markets bustled, and cities shone under the night sky. Humanity's genius had remained hidden in plain sight, a secret strength waiting for the right moment. As the observers retreated, sending subtle signals of acknowledgement, Aaron turned to his crew. "This is only the beginning," he said. "The galaxy has seen what we can do. Others will come, challenges will rise, but humans will never bow. We are clever, we are strong, and we are united. That is what makes us unstoppable." And so ended the day Earth's vengeance fell, not with destruction alone, but with strategy, intelligence, and courage. The mysterious observers departed, carrying knowledge, respect, and perhaps a new caution. The galaxy had learned a hard truth: humans were not to be ignored. Captain Aaron Malik watched the night sky, silent and determined. The stars were no longer just points of light, they were challenges, opportunities, and future battles. Humanity had proven itself, but the journey was far from over. Earth had struck. The galaxy had seen. And humanity would rise, ever stronger, ever wiser, and always unbowed.